Hey there, amigos. Teal here. Today we're going to talk about the most recent changes I've made to the mobile toolbox. And then we're going to talk about the big boxes, the Milwaukee boxes I talked about in part 4. I've got the one main box already sitting on the table outside. So let's get started. All right, so today I'm going to cover this box, what's inside, and why is that my main box. Before we get started, though, let's do this. I changed the incandescent light up there. This is the one that was there. I put one of the LEDs like I have in the back. That one is actually wired to the truck. So that one is actually separate. The ones in the back are all on that battery, as you already know. So, and I've added one over the drip tray and then one over that. I've also added my vise. I took it out of the E250 and put it back here. I use these receiver hitches from Harbor Freight, and I just bolt them there, and then when I need this, I just open up the rear door and turn it around and let it hang out the back and use it. That way it stays inside and stays out of the weather. So back to the lights. I use these LED lights. I get them on Amazon. They're just shy of 20 bucks for a box of 2 of them. When I first got them to use for my van, the reviews weren't all that great because of, I think the people were confused by how to wire them, because it has a plug with 3 wires. And bottom line is, you don't use that middle wire for conventional 12-volt wiring. Just clip that. And then it says non-polarity. Now, because of my serious case of CDO, what I did was went inside and looked at where the pluses, and all the lights are wired up to the positive on this terminal here, and then the negative on that one. The center one is not even used. So this is what there were 2 of the incandescent in the back, and then I switched to these, and I wanted more to put in there, but when I went looking for them, I couldn't find them. That's how I switched over to these, and I'm glad I did, because I really like them. They come 2 in the package. They also come with a jumper if you want to just put them close by each other rather than wired up a separate one. You can just look at the other one and it works. So my project today is going to be the doghouse. It's always bothered me. So today I'm going to take that out and pull the carpet off of it, sand it down, and I'm going to shoot it with, I'm going to start with this. This is that spray-in bed liner in a can. This is the Raptor. The spray-in can type looks like this. This was painted 4 years ago with that can. I painted that. This right here is that spray on bed liner, the Raptor. When I sprayed the bumpers, that was an after thing. I did the from the firewall all the way to the back of the van. So I really like that stuff too. It's just a lot of work to do that. And I think I'm going to run with this first, and if I don't like it, then I go ahead and use some of that. I just have some left over from when I did the van. So, all right. So now that we talked about all that, let's go ahead and get into the box. So if you've watched my other videos, you know that I prefer electrical. That's mostly what I do now. So this box right here, the other gray case, that kit with all the tools in it, it would do pretty much everything except for things like trim sticks and stuff like that. So when I have to remove the Tupperware to get to the module or whatever I need, I have my trim sticks. I have my favorite ratchet, 3/8 ratchet, that I carry along with my only snap-on tool. Well, that's not true. I have this snap-on kit, 6-point sockets, the Blue Point air chuck that I have, ball cap, and a sweatshirt, I think. Now, don't get me wrong, I mean, snap-on's nice, but so is money. So this goes from 8 to 19. It doesn't skip a beat. The one I got from Harbor Freight, I think it went to 20 something, and it skips a few numbers in here. Didn't work out good for me, so spent the money on it. In here I have my scraper for removing stickers, terminal cleaner, the bit driver. I have a bunch of these wedges. They help with a lot of things. Feeler gauge. Mostly use this to pull fuses, but that's a nice little, yeah. Other feeler gauges. This so I can put my bit drivers on my electric here. My impact swivels, extensions, adapters. Even though there's a pair inside that gray kit, I'm always reaching for them. So, oh, there's one missing. Oh man, left it in the dump truck. Abandoned the poor girl like a red-headed stepchild. Well, at least she had plenty of French fries on the floorboard there. All right, so little picks, stuff, trim sticks, hose clamp removers, little ratcheting screwdriver, line wrenches, little kit from Amazon. Very nice tool. If you've ever double wrenched, this is the way to go. I have that one, and I have the small one back here. When you break them out, I got this one first, so doesn't work as well as this one. When you're ready to double wrench, this is the guy to go to. That tool and this tool in this box is my favorites. These are the thin-jawed crescent wrench, I call it. If you've ever had a place you had to get into, like a top of shocks, and you want to hold it while you're turning the other end, this is the way to go. These things I put a link for in the description below. Have my kit back here for the Serpentine belts, compression tester. Here's a nice one. This is Harbor Freight. Nice little ratchet. It's got the 3/8 in and a quarter drive on the other end. Got various hose clamp pliers. The one I mostly use is the one with the cable. Lifesaver there. More trim sticks. Got a little bit driver ratchet thing. I got it from Lowe's the other day, 20 bucks. The T-bits. The inverted E. In an earlier video, I got trays of the metric ones. These are the SAE or standards or whatever you want to call them. I just put them on here because I don't use them that often, just to get them out the way. Or the big, these are Harbor Freight. Super long extension. And also a stethoscope. Works well. O2 sensor removers. Oil filter remover. My favorite one for oil filters. Crow's feet or hose clamp. Only because the wife bought them for, I think I probably used them one time for spark plug remover, wire removers. We don't normally see them much anymore, but we do see them. Pin snips, vice grips, scrapers, magnets, battery separator, for the battery, extensions, the impact, big old socket. Use that one for basically for knocking things out. So I think that about completes this kit. Put it back together and move on to the next. Now, before I take box number 2 outside, I keep box 5 right here. Kind of helps space it out right there, but it's a fuel pressure tester. I use this one in conjunction with the Amazon one I have inside of box 2. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so box number 2. This one right here is a label maker. And all I use that for is for making my stickers to go on people's windshields if I do an oil change. It's got the clear tape in it, and it works well on the windshield. These are sockets. I think they go as small as 24 up to probably this one right here is 38. I use them for the plastic oil filter on the Chrysler products where they're on top of the motor. Because most of your sockets, I think, pretty much go up to 21. So, and this kit right here is the fuel gauge, fuel pressure tester. It's one of them Amazon cheap kits, but between that and the one from Harbor Freight, the two work well together, so I don't have to spend the big bucks for the high dollar one. Get the job done, that's all that matters. Then we have another torque wrench. The T screwdrivers. When you're working with the Tupperware on the plastic around the steering wheel covers, they have them deep holes in there. And that's what I use them for, to get up in there and get the little Torx bit screws out of there. Then I have the very long plastic clip removers. More Milwaukee blades for the Sawzall. Got metal and wood. Little vacuum pump. I'm assuming that most people know what these things are. You're just wondering what kind of stuff you carry around to do mobile work. The other set of SAE. And while we're standing here, them are the metrics that are on the, and I keep it in a tray. Vacuum gauge. A dent puller, but I more so use this for when I'm doing window regulators. I put this on the glass to hold it still. Between that and the wedges, I've got the big one, the little one, and they hold the window still while I'm working with it. Trailer plug testers. I think the other adapter down here. Yeah, there it is. Butane solder gun. As you know, I use a TS100, so I quit using that. Adapters, so I could. These are for putting in the spark plug hole. Some people use them as a gap to take the O2 sensors away from the exhaust. I don't know the whole theory behind that, but I use it to find restrictions. So all three of the adapters are down there. More hack blades. Vice grips with pieces of hose on it, so I can clamp off hoses. Bunch of adapters down there in the bottom. Hose filter wrench. More crow's feet. More line wrenches. And then a very large crescent wrench. And very long pair of needle nose with an angle. So that covers that box. All right, amigos, if you're still watching, thank you. Please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of the new videos. Couple updates here. First off, the trim tool found its way home. It wasn't in the dump truck as I thought. It was in the car I did after the dump truck. The young lady returned it to me, said, is this your funny looking screwdriver? All right, but yeah, so we made it home. Welcome back. The doghouse. I don't think the camera is going to give it the justice it deserves, but it turned out really nice. This is the spray-in bed liner stuff from Home Depot. This is actually 3 coats. I did 1 can per coat. A lot of sanding, and it just, I can't say enough about it. It turned out really nice. So my next project, when I get time, will be the jump seat over here. I think I'm going to try my hand at recovering that. I have some material that I did cushions on my camper. I'm going to try it, see what it looks like. All right, folks. So until next time, thanks for watching.